Sit! Welcome to the Dynasty Nerds Fantasy Football Podcast, where we discuss Dynasty strategy, rankings, and all things NFL. So get ready to geek out on fantasy football with your host, Rich Dotson.
And welcome to the Dynasty Nerds Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Rich Dotson. He's Matt O'Hara.
Hey.
He's Garrett Price.
How's it going?
We are talking upcoming NFL free agents. Will they all make it to free agency? We don't know. But what we do know is they are not under contract next year. And what does that mean for you Dynasty players? It means there's an opportunity to see a value spike or plummet. Because remember, with every subtraction in free agency, there's usually another addition or opportunity elsewhere. So we're going to start at the most important position in all of sports, catcher in baseball. No, I'm just kidding. Quarterback here.
Raleigh.
Not a lot to look at here when you look at the upcoming free agents. It's headlined by Daniel Jones. He does not get to free agency. Even if they can't come out of the contract. They'd franchise him before he got free.
100%.
And you don't trade away 2 first-round picks without having to plan a quarterback. Daniel Jones is a long-term answer in Indy, which is great for his value. He'll begin kind of propel that. Outside of that, you have Aaron Rodgers, who, if he doesn't resign with the Steelers, he'll retire. He'll be 42 next year. Who's the other quarterback?
Rusty Wilson.
Yeah, Turd Ferg himself, who's 37.
Yeah. There's nobody.
Can't even beat out Jameis Winston.
If you want us to talk about Marcus Mariota and Joe Flacco and Jimmy Garoppolo, we can. But I think it's better to just move on to the running backs, receivers, because it's actually a pretty decent class in both those.
I mean, Carson Wentz is out there, and he just went through the QB factory that is the Minnesota Vikings.
And also season-ending surgery.
Yeah, let's go down this list because I do see
non-throwing shoulder. Come on,
some value, and I think this free agent list is important at running back for a couple of reasons.
100%.
And number one, obviously, NFL draft is very, very weak at running back. It's like Garrett
class.
trying to bench press. Things aren't going places.
Super weak.
Super weak.
125, is that your max?
If that.
Give me the bar.
All time?
All time?
Well, you used to play college football. Come on.
All time.
It's probably a beefcake. What was it all time? I want to know.
You want to know?
365.
Almost. Not quite. 345.
I knew you weren't a beefcake.
Knew you weren't a beefcake.
Still pretty. That's a lot of weight.
That is a lot of weight.
Yeah. So with that, and I think we went through the list before. There's going to be like 7-8 teams that need a running back in 2025, and with only really 2 solid running backs in this NFL draft class, with only one really elite one, for the most part, obviously opportunity means everything. We can see some of these running backs, because again, it doesn't take much as well in free agency to sign some of these guys, $3 million a year. We could see some guys pop up and get a really good opportunity. And let's start with the number one guy here on the list that, is probably, and listen, some of these guys are the best buys right now. We talked about in the last show, like some of these running backs to get ahead of the curve of. This guy at the top of the list, Najee Harris, is a real sneaky buy right now. You're going to get him a 3rd-round pick out of nowhere. Somebody's offering you a 3rd-round pick for Najee. They're going to be like, wait, what? Somebody's offering me anything for Najee? Like, and you're a contender, and there's a 2026 third, which we don't expect to be a lot. Like, this would be a deep class, right? So a massive gamble. If you're going to gamble on somebody, Najee Harris, who's only 27 years old, be 28 going into next year, should be fully healed by then, could get an opportunity somewhere next year in the NFL.
Yeah, I think he could have a real nice value spike. I think the days of him being the only back are gone, but the thunder to somebody else's lightning, I think, is very, very possible, and I would say even probable.
Listen, with all the Najee Harris eye stuff going on earlier, that's all I have in my brain. What was the injury? I can't remember.
I think it
ACL.
Was it ACL or Achilles?
Oh, was it Achilles?
That's what I couldn't remember. If it was
that is the one thing that worries me is like how soon he will be back, but I think it's very probable that he's going to get some type of solid contract.
It was Achilles.
So that does hurt it.
I retract my statement.
I still think he gets a solid job.
He's no J.K. Dobbins.
But I was going to say, it is, especially doing it at 27 versus 20, what was J.K., 24 23, something like that when it happened. So
I would not give a 3rd for Najee Harris, but I would give a 4th.
I'd
rather go buy Jonathan Brooks.
Third's still
third. Yeah, I'd give a 3rd.
If somebody was like, you got to give me a 2nd, I'd be like, all right.
Heck no.
Yeah, but there's other running backs on this list that might be even potentially.
All right, let's go to the next interesting one then.
Okay.
Travis Etienne.
Very interesting.
Very interesting player. So a player that he has had a lot of value spikes and a lot of valleys in his value. Like he has been very up and down over the course of his career. But he's a guy that at the end of the day has still produced very, very well. And I mean, he's going to be 27 years old, so there's still going to be 2, maybe at best 3 years left. I could see, I mean, there's a lot of teams that could use him. Actually, even Andrew Mott and I were talking a little bit today because we're doing running back tiers. We were talking, today for me, it'll be like 2 days ago for you guys. But Washington, we could see a Washington potentially being interested. But the one that I was like, ooh, I could actually really see that is what if he's the new lightning on the Bears to Kyle Monangai? That's a player that could do that too. So, we'll see. And I think Swift's contract is interesting. We'll see how it all plays out. But that being said, there's plenty of places he could go. And once again, not somebody that I think is going to be the only back anywhere, but I do think he could be the lead back.
I think he gets signed. I think he's going to probably get one of the best contracts amongst free agent running backs, which means he'll just rightfully fall into the starting role and teams need help. I mean, again, I'm automatically putting Breece Hall on the Chiefs. I've said that.
I was going to say, I think it's him and Breece that are going to be vying for that.
Walker will be Walker there too.
Yeah, if we have to see all three of these guys be able to leave their team. I mean, I think the big thing here, the number one thing, is that Travis Etienne is the most likely to be guaranteed, I would assume, to leave his team. Where Jacksonville
I think
won't pay
Breece is the most guaranteed.
Breece is gone, dude.
Oh, I can see them being super shady and just franchising them.
No, Breece is gone. Dude.
Yeah, I guess franchise is a possibility with all these guys, but Breece would lose his mind. Like he might sit out.
That is true.
If they franchised him.
So for me, going back to Travis Etienne, again, if you pay a late first for Etienne, because you need some help, which it's kind of like an overpay. But say you pay a late first and you get Etienne and a second possibly back, right? One of those.
What was Tutin's injury? Have we heard for sure? Is it? I don't think it was significant, right?
I don't think it's significant.
Okay. So I was trying to figure out how much is this rest of season value versus next season value.
And Tutin did emerge. I mean, even though they got hurt, Tutin and they were splitting carries in the first half of that game.
It was more than splitting.
They had one more carry.
Before he got hurt, it was 13-5 Tutin. So Tutin was in the midst of a takeover and then got hurt. So that's the interesting part is I'm really curious how all of this plays out rest of season with those two guys. But I think the writing's on the wall of okay, we feel confident enough in Tutin going forward that he's probably going to be the lead guy next year.
Yeah. Do you think 2 seconds is enough to get it done for Etienne?
It's worth a shot.
It was an ankle for Tutin?
I think so.
It was an ankle. That was more of a statement. Sorry.
Do you feel comfortable with
okay.
a late first in 2026 and you get a second back and Etienne?
I would like that deal. I'd be good with that deal.
You feel comfortable with
I'm
that?
sorry.
You're a contender. You give up your late first and you get Etienne and a second back.
Yeah.
And say it's a mid-second.
Sure.
I would do that. I would do 2 seconds. I would do either one of those moves.
I would definitely do 2 seconds.
The late first straight up is where it's hard
It's
to
hard
do.
for me because I'd rather go a different route with a couple other of these running backs.
Yeah.
On this
Even
list.
guys where might have slightly shakier futures, but feel good the rest of this year.
Yeah, I'd much rather give a first for Kenneth Walker. I'd rather give a first plus for Breece Hall. If that was a category. But I think I do love the fact that Etienne probably is going to find himself on a much better situation in 2026. Mm-hmm. And that's value if you're a contender. So that's a big thing. If you're a contender, this is always going to be a jump in value as well if you want to make a lateral move for a trade, because once say Etienne signs in the right spot and for the right amount of money, I'm wow, he's getting $18 million guaranteed. Wow, he's got 2 years there. He's guaranteed to start this year, $13 million guaranteed. But the big thing is the spot. You mentioned, Washington will get you really excited for a guy like Travis Etienne. Anybody who signs with Kansas City is going to go from 6 to midnight immediately, might pass out from loss of blood. But any of these guys can see that opportunity, you're going to see a massive spike in value.
Totally.
So even though I say hey, I feel really good about Breece Hall being in chief, if any one of these guys we mentioned here signs with Kansas City and they have almost a year guaranteed or plus in contract, you're talking about a first plus. You're talking about a young wide receiver possibly back coming to you for these guys. And I think he fits that bill. Next guy on the list, Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams, I think best case scenario is he's back in Denver or in
Dallas.
Not in Denver.
In
Dallas.
Denver.
I think that's best case scenario. But the Cowboys find themselves, and I'm not sure where they're at as far as cap goes, But they find themselves in an interesting spot because obviously Javonte is going to want a pay raise to stay. They also have George Pickens, who's played incredible for them.
Yeah.
How much money are they willing to allocate to this side of the football with how bad their defense is? That's going to be the interesting play with all of this.
I mean, they've obviously made some moves and brought in some guys, and the defense looked better this week. They were playing Las Vegas. So hard to tell if that's real or not. But agree that it's going to be a very difficult, I think, kind of waters to navigate here, just paying all the dudes that they need to pay. It seems to be a yearly kind of question with them, which I don't know which contract got so wonky. Is it the Dak?
Dak's pretty wild up there.
So currently the lowest projected cap right now at negative $35 million.
Yeah. I wonder how much of that can be rectified with a Dak.
A restructuring.
A CD restructure.
Right.
Yeah, so there's definitely things there, and I think they free up some money because of Micah Parsons. And so I do think it'll be better, but it's still like long-term, how much are they willing to allocate? So perfect scenario, I think he stays put, but I think we should at least think of the possibility of maybe they can't. Maybe they have to stick with a $3-4 million running back, and they can't pay, even if Javonte's asking only 8 or 9, maybe they can't.
And maybe they say go try to find that deal somewhere else.
Yeah,
come back to
us when you're under 5.
Yeah, come back to us. With whatever offer you get because we want to keep you. But go ahead and test the waters. And if it's too much, then good luck. If it's something we can match, then.
And again, remember these spots that are most likely up for grabs. The Jets will need a running back most likely for sure. Pittsburgh wouldn't surprise me, but it's most likely not. Cincinnati could use one. Jacksonville could potentially use one, but they'll probably have to and not pay somebody. Houston needs a running back potentially, even though Woody Marks is kind of locked that job. Tennessee needs a running back. The Chiefs clearly need a running back. The Cowboys will need a running back. Washington needs a running back. Chicago could add a running back. Minnesota could definitely use a running back. And one of these teams will take Jeremiah Love in the first round.
Right.
But they could use a running back. The Carolina Panthers, after they
maybe
could potentially use a running back.
We'll see. Rico's free agent. We'll talk about him in a second.
New Orleans needs a running back. And then the Cardinals could potentially use a running back.
I think one more you haven't even said, potentially Baltimore, depending on what goes on with Derrick Henry.
They just extended him, though. And I think his contract's
it was a 2-year one, right? So the second year might not be
guaranteed.
It might be a little fugazi.
It's a $30 million 2-year deal is what I recall.
But either way, they could even still just be looking for who's their future back.
So like Javonte to the Jets wouldn't surprise me. They get a rookie quarterback and they run the ball a ton there.
To Jacksonville to be the other guy with Bashaw Tutin
would be a really good fit as well.
Yeah. So plenty of places he could potentially go.
So Javonte's a nice win now running back, but he's only 25. He'll be 26
He's one of the youngest ones. Yep.
Price for Javonte.
I would give a first as a contender because I get him the rest of this year.
Yeah.
That's where the biggest squeeze is. Obviously, I have no idea what's after this, so that's where it's a little shaky.
Yep.
But I do get my championship window with him.
Where I don't buy running backs, Javonte, with his age just only being 25 and 5 months, he's reached the point where as a contender, I'd feel comfortable paying a late first for Javonte for the running back help.
Agreed. I'm with you there. I did pay a late first to you not too long ago for Javonte. So I'm in on that as well. One guy I wanted to bring up because he's a little further down the list. You guys might not have seen him, but we've spoken about him quite a bit, in the same vein as a Travis Etienne, just because they're fairly inefficient. They win in the passing game. But Rachaad White is also a free agent. What do you guys see as a value for him? Like, where do you guys see in a guy like Rachaad White on the open market in the NFL?
I don't think it's going to be crazy high.
Yeah.
Because I could see a guy in the same backfield who's also a free agent. Sean Tucker's a free agent as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I could see them with similar type contracts, maybe even with Tucker slightly better, because he really is just a larger receiving back is really all he is at this point.
And from an NFL standpoint, like how much different is he from like a Kenneth Gainwell, who's going to be a free agent for your team in that manner? You know what I mean? Like, so for me.
Totally agree. But we've talked about him in the same vein as Travis Etienne, so I didn't want to get too far away from that conversation before I brought up Rachaad White. Because while I agree that they kind of started in the same point, I feel like Travis Etienne's gone up and Rachaad White's kind of gone down in value.
Yep,
you know,
totally agree.
an interesting name, Tyler Algier, is an NFL free agent that nobody's really kind of thinking about right now. And you know, he's somebody he's 25 years old. He's a free agent. Tyler Algier can find himself in a nice city. He's looked good for the Atlanta Falcons. Like he's played like a starting caliber.
He's going to the
running
Steelers. Back. He's going to be with Arthur Smith. Oh man, good luck.
Oh, that seems way too likely to not be true. Oh, that makes me sick.
So Tyler Algier fits.
R.I.P. Caleb Johnson.
I mean, kind of fits the category of like, okay, it's a gamble, right? But if you're a contender and you're looking for a little bit of running back depth, and you like definitely you've got Bijan, you give up a late second for Tyler Algier just in a gamble of free agency.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. One Andrew and I briefly touched on, and the more I got thinking about it, I was like, holy crap, this is actually like low-key really sneaky, and I'm really interested in doing this. A guy that is not fun, not sexy at all, but all of a sudden could have a borderline entire backfield to himself, Zach Charbonnet. Like, Zach Charbonnet is actually a really good buy low right now because everyone's mad at him.
Go get George Ulani. Yeah. That's all I got to say.
But honestly, he could easily be the other guy still with Zach Charbonnet.
Or overtake him.
I don't know about that, but maybe. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. It's a new coaching staff, and you never know what they're going to do. But I think Zach Charbonnet you could get on the cheap because everyone's like, I don't know when I can play him. He's really frustrating. I would easily give a second-round pick for Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah, because with subtraction comes other opportunities. So the teams might not, like again, Kenneth Walker leaves, but they can just give that job to Zach Charbonnet, who they spent a second-round pick on.
And they're using him more than Kenneth Walker. So.
At times, not this past week. So love that idea of buying Tyler Algier. Obviously, Breece Hall is one. What do we think of Rico Dowdle?
We had to get to him eventually. Dude, I don't know. He's so weird because Carolina just paid a running back in Chuba Hubbard.
And they have Jonathan Brooks, who they took in the second round, who's going to be healthy next year.
But you argue you feel way better about Rico than either of those guys.
Either of them. Right, with him hitting free agency. Like, you still feel better about him.
What's Chuba's contract? You guys keep talking. I'm going to look up Chuba's contract.
So I mentioned Jonathan Brooks as a sneaky buy a couple of weeks ago, just as like a guy who could have an opportunity. Now he'll be 2 years removed from his injury.
Well, his first injury.
Yeah, his first injury, not his re-injury of the injury. So,
but wasn't that last year? Wasn't it in like early last year? And just missed this entire year. It's been almost 2 years at that point.
Yeah, that's true. I guess if he missed the entire season, then next year will be starting.
Well, he missed the entire
second year,
and then at the beginning of last year is when he re-injured it. So I guess yes,
almost 2 years.
Yeah, it will be. I guess 2 years by the time he's back. But anyway. Rico just went in our home league, right? For what, a second
and a third.
And a third?
I think.
Is that good value to you?
I would easily pay a second for Rico Dowdle right now if I'm trying to continue. He's a running back one on the year. I think that's that. If you're in a complete rebuild and you want to get somebody off your roster, a second round pick plus a third seems like it's pretty value. But again, I would for me personally, it's almost like, man, if I could hold off a little bit longer, he is a free agent. If he goes somewhere, like I might be able to get a little more value because that late second in 2026 does not excite me. It had to be a 27 second for me to move.
All right, so Chuba's contract is kind of interesting. Even though it was a 4-year deal, the Panthers could get out after this season. So they could, against the cap, he counts $7.5 million, but his dead cap is only $4.5 million. So it'd actually be saving $3 million against the cap.
He's gone.
He's gone, and they're going to use that extra $3 million. Okay, what did we pay you this year, Rico? We'll give you an extra $3 million, and then maybe another $1 million on top of it to stay with us.
Yeah, like $5 million.
So
I think $10 million guaranteed. Some of those.
Yeah, I think he got $2.5 million this year. So I could see them going like $6-7 million and 6-7.
Okay.
And there we are.
We got guys like Elijah Mitchell that will be free agents. Nick Chubb will be free agent. He'll probably retire. But another interesting one, J.K. Dobbins, who just went hurt with another foot injury because of the hip drop. Like he'll be 20.
Guy.
Dude, cannot stay healthy.
He'll be 27,
and it's like what the
freak stuff. Yeah. And
would you pay a second for him? Knowing that he's gonna be out, he's on IR, and people are like, "Dude, you're offering me a second for a guy who's gonna be out." Like he'll definitely get an opportunity.
Don't know if I can.
I've already heard from the NFL.
He broke his foot, correct?
Correct. Fracture.
Did he have a surgery?
No, he didn't break it. It was a slight ligament. It was a slight tear.
Slight ligament tear?
Yeah.
So he will have surgery?
But I don't think it's like nothing that's long term. Like they said he'll be back for this. They make it the Super Bowl. He'll be back.
Okay. So it's a possibility of this year. I would. I think I would.
Rumor is Denver wants him back. Sean Payton likes the way he fits in his offense. is it coming out of Denver. Again, remember Benjamin Albright's the number one insider for Denver. He says Denver's very interested in trying to bring him back. They're already trying to before he got hurt.
I think I would do a late second for him.
I would do a late second for him
because I think the 8 games you're going to get out of him next year is probably going to be worth it.
I will not. I'm gonna not. I'd give a third, but I don't think I can give the second.
Maybe you can get him for a third.
You might. It's worth a shot. You might be able to.
Probably 2/3. That's probably what it would take to.
I could see that.
Okay,
I could see that. Last name that I want to throw out there. I know we've never been crazy high on the guy, but he's been a big contributor over parts of his career. Isiah Pacheco is going to be a free agent as well.
Bye.
I mean, I think he's going to get a contract somewhere, though.
He'll get a contract.
Zamir White's going to be a free agent.
He's never had a borderline running back 1 year, though.
He might not get it.
I think my favorite sneaky guy is George Halani's a free agent, Matt.
Oh, not for long. They'll lock
They'll
him.
re-sign.
Dude, I think Tyler Allgeier is my favorite sneaky free agent guy. George end up somewhere.
George Hulani's a exclusive rights free agent, so he won't.
Oh, he ain't going anywhere.
No.
Okay.
Where do you guys see Pacheco going?
Home?
No, he's not.
He'll
sign somewhere. He'll sign in
there.
Pittsburgh, or he'll sign in Baltimore, or somewhere with ground and pound type offense.
Maybe he signs in Kansas City.
Possibly. It would have to be pretty cheap, though.
I feel like that's kind of not the fit they're looking for anymore.
I think they realize it's not working.
Right.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to wide receiver.
Before we do, can I tell you about our friends over at Fast Draft?
Please
Fast Draft. Best ball right now, opportunity. They have multiple games going on here. $5 entry gives you $300 first place with real opportunities to win is what Fast Draft gives you, right? It's not these big time leagues where all the pros are in there getting stuff done. It gives you a real chance to get in there, play some best ball leagues, draft teams super quick, and actually win some cash, right? Maybe not the $1 million prize pool, but you have a legit chance to win a couple $100. And listen, Black Friday's coming up. Who doesn't need a couple $100? Like you said, you're going to save money.
Save money there.
Save some money by giving away your best ball things. So if you get in there, check them out. Fast Draft, they're a great partner of ours. If you use the promo code NERDS, they're going to match your deposit up to $100. And we're going to give you a free 1-year subscription to the Nerd Herd as well. Mm-hmm. So if you use that promo code NERDS, we're going to hook you up with a free year sub over at Fast Draft. Best ball, remember, is when you just draft a team and then that's it. The lineup sets itself every single week. You get to draft lots of teams, which I love spending my summer right now. And maybe you do that. Maybe you get in here right now. You're like, listen, man, I want a chance to check out the Nerd Herd. I want it for a year. I'm going to jump on here. I'm going to deposit $100, get a free $100, do a couple leagues during the playoffs, a couple of drafts here and there. But I'm going to then bank that free $100. And I'm going to wait till summertime in the offseason. I'm going to draft a team once a week, which is what I like to do.
Or you could even wait till NFL draft time because they do those origin tournaments.
Yeah, they do.
That start even before the draft. So if you're somebody that's like plugged in,
super fun.
Some of my best ones were ones that were before the draft versus after the draft because like I was able to capitalize on some of those players that I had higher than the community.
Dude, 100%. But like, hey man, I want to get in now and get that free year.
Yeah.
Of the Nerd Herd because I want to get in the film room. Use the promo code NERDS. We'll hook you up. If you're already a member of the Nerd Herd, we're going to send you that $25 gift certificate. Get anything you want from the merch store. So check them out. Promo code NERDS. Fast Draft. We're looking at some receivers.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right. Who's number one here on the list?
I mean, the top guy on the list it's just their previous like value. But I feel like it's not really the top guy on the list.
Definitely not the top guy on the list.
So do we want to go to the real top guy or just the listed top guy?
And that guy is Mike Evans, by the way, but he doesn't go anywhere. He's
either going to be in Tampa Bay or he's going to retire.
He's on the Aaron Rodgers trajectory right there. Sure. So same team or he's going to retire. The top guy is George Pickens.
Job high is 100% George Pickens.
Do we see Dallas figuring out a way to keep him?
I don't think they can afford him because I don't think he's not going to take a discount. People are going to pay him to be the number one receiver somewhere. He's going to go to Tennessee. He's going to go to Washington. He's going somewhere.
Cleveland Browns need a wide receiver one. Nothing says F you Steelers like Stein and their former guy that they kicked to the curb.
It's true.
I don't know if we can afford him though. That's the thing. I don't know if we can.
Thanks to Sean Watson.
So for me,
hold on a second. Hold on. 2026. We have got $14 million worth of
so rich. We're so rich.
With no offensive line that we have to pay.
Oh my!
And obviously, you always redo. Listen, money's always able to abracadabra.
All of a sudden, we'll have an extra $70 million that we didn't have before.
Deshaun Watson will count $80 million
Aren't you guys so excited for when that's our surprise? Like, oh, actually, Deshaun Watson's a quarterback again.
That's when hopefully brown bags start coming back out. Yeah, I think once we take a quarterback in the top 3 picks, it's that signed, sealed, delivered. So, but going back to George Pickens, yeah, I mean, I think what's exciting about George Pickens is he's shown now
he can do it,
how he can look and what he can do when he's actually used as a number 1 receiver. When you actually throw in the ball, you're not making him just run 2 simple routes and not run down the field. Steelers completely effed up by trading for DK Metcalf and extending him, giving him money. But I also understand because, all the reports were George Pickens was having, dividing the locker room, having visuals outside the locker room. And that does matter. Mike Tomlin's not going to have that, too.
There are certain places that even outside of, scheme system fit, you're going to need the right locker room fit for George Pickens.
So you absolutely will. I mean, even this past week, it was him and CeeDee Lamb, who has never had a really issue, that's publicly known anyway.
Other than the phone thing on draft day, which was fantastic.
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that? Where he had the 2 phones there and he's on one and his girlfriend went to grab the other and he grabbed her hand and then
give her that.
I do not remember that.
Oh, it's a fantastic video. You should go see it.
All right.
So,
but they got suspended for the first drive.
Drive.
They got benched. I mean, not suspended. Because who knows what they did?
Yeah, I do
not know, and that we probably will never know.
And I'm gonna say this: there is, because of all that, and in fact, he's had this issue since he's coming into the league, right? There is some concern what happens to George Pickens when he gets paid, and he's got that guaranteed money. That is a concern. There is concern. You hear these stories that he's kind of a knucklehead allegedly. You know what I mean? I don't know, but there is some concerns about George Pickens and reports that he could be in his own bubble.
We don't know the guy. I think we can definitely, from an outside perspective, say he's a different cat, right?
Sure.
And that's what we can safely say. We don't know any of this other stuff because we don't know the dude.
Yeah, we're not trying to.
But he definitely, marches to his own beat type of dude. You know what I mean? For sure. So I don't know.
But he's gonna get paid. He's 25 years old. He's gonna get a 5-year deal. He's gonna be some team's number 1 wide receiver.
You mentioned Washington. Washington seems like a really good fit. I could see that being really good. The other one, if they can figure out the money to do it, Buffalo desperately needs a number 1.
Buffalo could use a guy
and you have a Josh Allen in that locker room to help keep him in line. That could be a dream scenario.
They match up perfectly. Listen, we said, when George Pickens went to Dallas, him and Dak were a really good fit as well. And it really has kind of materialized into something like that. So George Pickens, 2 firsts is what it's going to cost you.
So let me ask you this, with the free agency and not knowing what a guy like this is going to do once he gets paid, are you trying to get rid of him before he hits free agency? Are you excited to see where he goes if he goes to a Buffalo? That's Buffalo, how do we nail down
Washington,
the value on this guy, and how
New England,
and how do we feel about
go
it
with Vrabel and Drake May?
Yeah,
I don't know if Vrabel would put up with that though.
It could be great. It could be a disaster.
I wouldn't sell George Pickens for draft picks unless it was 3.
You'd want 3 firsts,
which I'm not getting. I understand. I'm not getting it.
Okay,
but 2 late firsts don't. If they're high, one of them was high. 2 late firsts don't really interest me. And a guy who has always been a really talented receiver. He's wide receiver 4 on the year.
He's only going to be 25
right now. He's only going to be 25 years old. He's about to get paid, and he could easily emerge into a superstar kind of player. I am only moving George Pickens for lateral move players. Can I get a young running back that I love? Can I get another receiver that somebody's out on?
Can I get Travion straight up?
Can I get Travion straight up? Can I get a good example of it? Can I get Jalen Waddle and a first? Right, a player of that magnitude plus a pick. I think he falls in that category. Can I get Drake London? Can I get an interesting one? It's kind of like Chris Olave in a first. Again, would kind of mildly interest me.
Yeah. JSN. How much would you have to add to George Pickens to get JSN?
I don't think anybody's trading JSN at this point.
I was gonna say you could give me Pickens and an early first, and I still don't know that I would say yes.
Yeah, that's how valuable he is right now. I think there's an argument for JSN being wide receiver 1 overall.
Oh, very easily.
Yeah,
very easily. At being 23 years old and doing what he's doing.
And 1 QB, the number 1 overall player to go off the board. There's an argument for that. But if there's a window to buy low, George Pickens on a lateral move for Justin Jefferson, some along those lines. But listen, Dynasty is a game of chance, man. And George Pickens has all the momentum.
Ultimate boom bust.
To hold on to. So
totally,
one first you have to replace them. So obviously the other first is just an extra first. Right. The other you got to replace George Pickens. That's why I need to be a higher first. And for me, man, I don't know. I need a lateral move player for me. And I know that's what I'm saying. Saying give me 3 firsts. I know that sounds stupid, but 2 firsts, people get super excited about it. One, you got to replace the player. Then you got to take a gamble. You're taking 2 risks.
Well, you have to hope you can replace the player with the first one. You know what I mean?
And this is a perfect, and this is also a perfect scenario where either George Pickens stays, where he's wide receiver 4 overall across from CeeDee Lamb with Dak, or he gets mega paid and goes somewhere where he's a true number 1 guy and he's going to be used that way.
A sneaky one that I would kind of keep an eye on, and I wouldn't love it for fantasy purposes, but I think this is who Baltimore wanted DeAndre Hopkins to be. Obviously, he's way past his prime.
That's worst case scenario.
But that would be worst case scenario. But I could see them
that'd be terrible.
Ponying up and saying, okay, let's get Lamar his guy.
Another team that has a lot of money to mention, New England.
I did say them. I said I don't think Mike Vrabel would put up with it, though.
Yeah, New England.
Vegas?
Buffalo.
Vegas doesn't have it.
Vegas will pay it. I don't know. I wouldn't love the fit, though.
I wouldn't love the fit either. But
I could see him paying.
We don't know who the quarterback is yet.
They need a wide receiver. Love that.
And they got Brock Bowers to kind of offset that as well. But that'd be a really good fit for him. Cleveland could use somebody like him.
I think Washington
Tennessee.
and Buffalo are my 2 favorite spots.
Denver could use him. Vegas could use him. Dallas could use Washington. The Giants are allegedly looking for a number 2 receiver, have Malik Neighbors and Jackson Dart on rookie contracts.
Well, Pickens wouldn't be. Oh, Dart on a rookie contract, yeah.
On a rookie contract.
Yeah.
So he'd be a possibility. That's all I'm really seeing.
I mean, Tampa Bay is always if Mike Evans goes.
And Chris Godwin could be done.
Yeah, Godwin could be gone. They could be looking for somebody opposite of Mecca.
Okay. Yeah. So, George Pickens.
He's the belle of the ball, I think, for
sure.
It's him and Breece Hall are kind of the main guys in this class for fantasy.
And it could obviously be affect people he might not resign in Dallas. People might want to get out from under 2 firsts again. So I say I wouldn't sell him for 2 firsts. I think some people would. Let me put it. I would pay 2 firsts for George Pickens.
If they were both late, I would.
If I'm a playoff team, I'd easily pay 2 firsts for George Pickens.
Yep. He's a difference making player this year for sure.
Okay. Other people on the list here that are noteworthy. Christian Kirk's not noteworthy. He'll be 30 next year. Jakobi Meyers will be 30 next year. Jauan
Jennings is kind of interesting. He's always just been a really good fit with San Francisco. I don't know how well he fits elsewhere. Maybe he can go somewhere and be an okay wide receiver too, but
Shaheed is on this list as well. I didn't realize he got traded and didn't get a contract.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either. So that is an interesting one.
Because I think he can be a good deep threat for somebody.
Yeah, and you get the special teams usage out of him too, which is nice.
Yep.
So
Wan'Dale Robinson in the right offense, only going to be 25 years old, very savvy route runner.
Alec Pierce is on this list as well.
I don't think he leaves.
I don't think he does either. I think this is another guy.
The Mitchell trade kind of sealed that.
Yeah, I think this is a guy that stays there with the team.
A lot of the new Green Bay, like Romeo Doubs, is a free agent.
Romeo Doubs is a real interesting one because he's still relatively young. He'll be 26 years old. He's had a solid career in Green Bay. I know this week was a tough week with some of the drops and stuff like that for him. But I could see him being a great number 2 for somebody. I think he's been pushed into the number 1 role.
Yeah.
And I don't know that he's good enough to really be a 1, but I think he would be a great 2 for somebody.
I don't disagree with that. I like that. And, obviously I don't see how Green Bay keeps all the guys that they have. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like he's a guy that has to go somewhere.
Christian Watson just got a new contract.
Correct. Yep.
And they've got Golden and they've got Jaden Reed. And so
they even have Wick still on the roster, I think, for another year or 2. So
is he?
At least one more year for Wicks.
Former first-round pick who's played better in Philly, who's only going to be 26 years old, Jahan Dotson.
He's one that I would love to see with the right team, right fit. Like you put him in Buffalo, and all of a sudden you're like, holy cow.
And he's free right now. So the fact that he's a free agent, he's a good, like, hey, can I get
that's a really good one to trade for. Yeah,
go trade for, and
I like that one a
get
lot.
for nothing, like a super late third on a gamble who's only 26, former first round pick.
If you're playing in a, because Rich and I, we do the roster rescue, and I'm surprised at the amount of real shallow dynasty leagues. Go look and see if he's on your waiver wire. If you play in one of those shallow leagues, he very well could be. Yeah. If not, he's an easy, like, throw Jahan Dotson on the deal to get the deal done kind of guy, and nobody's going to bat an eye if they're not thinking about it.
Yeah, and he's a person where, like, hey, I'll give you my third, give me Jahan Dotson your fourth. Like, you're just moving back out of the third, which is already a game. Like, almost the same percentage chance of hitting on a player anyways. But I love players like that are, young, former first-round picks, have a chance to kind of go renew their career. And listen, in opportunities had while being in Philly, he's made a couple big plays. Some really nice deep threat plays, catching the ball
even
over
in the
his shoulders.
playoffs and stuff too. And no, that's probably my favorite sneaky change of scenery guy.
I have another change of scenery guy that seems to be always constantly changing scenery. That I just want to get your guys' take on. John Mechie this past week kind of had a week, popped up and did some things.
He looked solid.
And his, obviously he moved on to the Jets now. He's a restricted free agent, so they'll probably keep him around there. But just from a value standpoint, is he a guy that you guys are looking to get thrown in on? I mean, just because who the heck knows?
It was weird because he went so much higher in the draft than I thought he would. And then obviously he had the deal
Cancer,
with leukemia, which cool, great for him. Overcame that and still in the league. But you're right. Like he did have a really good week this week. So it's just I never loved his tape coming out.
Sure.
And I was really blown away that he was a second round pick when Houston took him there. And he just hasn't had a chance to like really put everything together. But Houston's a team that needed a lot of receiver help. Never really kind of like emerged from there. And that's fine. Sometimes like you just need a change of scenery. Like players really do.
He had cancer. I mean.
Right. And then he went to Philly and then he went over here to the Jets, like kind of both this year. So, it's just
interesting.
It's just nice to see the dude like kind of pop up and start doing things. So
Adonai Mitchell in that game was maddening because dude was beating the guys off the line, getting open against good DBs.
Yeah.
Christian Gonzalez, beating him down the field, and then just doesn't even catch the freaking ball.
Just right through his hands, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, was that maddening? And that was everything we talked about. We're like, the raw skill set of this player is ridiculous.
You guys loved him. I told you I didn't. That's why I didn't love him.
But that's also, you saw on the same play why we did love it.
Yes, no,
I know what I mean? Like, he's showing all of that on the same play.
He's a freak, dude. Like, he's a giant, athletic dude who just
can't put it all together.
Yeah, and again, kind of like, who knows what's going on in that dude's brain, too. Like,
and that's the thing. That's why we said, like,
out there too.
This is his tape score. We would not draft him here.
Correct.
Because there's a difference.
Yeah. It's like one of those guys, like, you always see those guys like, man, they can just put it together, right? Like super. I mean, Gabe Davis was kind of one of those guys, big, super athletic guy, just like.
By the way, swooped up Gabe Davis everywhere this week on the waiver.
I bet you did.
Just gobbled him up. I was like, all right, he's back.
Yeah, I think it's safe to call Keon Coleman a bust at this point now.
Looking more and more bust-worthy
out there. So,
hey, Nerd Herd, want to tell you about a show that we've been doing live on YouTube where we go over your teams and we talk about how to fix your broken roster. It's called Roster Rescue. We do it live every single Monday at noon Eastern time. And if you want to get a part of that, just head to our Dynasty Nerds homepage, go under the store tab, and you'll find Roster Rescue right there. Perfect opportunity to get your rosters in shape before the season or even in the middle of the season to make sure that you can win a championship.
Let's move on to tight ends, shall we?
Yeah, let's get to the tight ends real quickly.
A lot of tight ends here.
Yeah, there's some interesting names out there, especially what used to be like the big names. Like this was kind of the cream of the crop for a while, and now they're just old.
But not. I mean, some of them
some of them aren't.
Under the age of 30. Travis Kelce's a free agent.
He's not going to go.
He's not going anywhere else. If anything, he'll sign a deal that works for
it's Kansas City or he's now Travis Swift.
Mark Andrews, a free agent, and you think Mark Andrews, man, been in the league forever. Old. He's only 29 years old.
Yeah,
just turned 29 not too long ago too. So
he's got a second act in him.
He does.
He's 100%.
He's got his Zach Ertz years left.
Yep.
Yeah, so you probably got 3 or 4 more years out of Mark Andrews. Not cheap, but he'll sign somewhere and he'll get paid. It won't be Baltimore. Most likely they're gonna try and keep Isaiah Likely and extend him. David Njoku, same exact age as Mark Andrews. Lost a little bit of a step, it looks like, which is crazy for how big athletic he is, but he's going to go somewhere most likely.
It's hard to tell if he's lost a step or this offense has just been so awful.
That's what me and Matt were talking about before the show. Like, it's how does anybody look at this offense when it's so
Everything's just so bad.
Offensive line's so bad. Quarterback plays so bad.
I can't believe Quentin Johnston's looked as good as he has, or Quinshon Judkins has looked as good as he has.
That's suffered over the last 4 weeks.
Rich is saying, like, even Quinshon looks bad.
Doesn't look as good as.
I'm like, to be fair, Quinshon is doing good things. Like, you just have to you have to find him. It's not every single play, but he still makes stuff happen that shouldn't happen.
Right.
behind that crappy line.
One of my favorite guys here, Dallas Goedert. He's 30. He'll be 31 next year. Super talented tight end.
Yeah.
I would love to see him in an offense where he could be the number 2
I would love to see him in an offense that passed the ball. You know what I mean? Like, actually threw the ball around. Because this Philadelphia offense is maddening to watch.
All right, let's get to the fun one.
All right, let's go.
What are we?
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. Yes. There he is.
Sorry.
No,
Does he walk?
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I know.
Kyle Pitts is going to be like, this is the ultimate. I mean, I talked about George Pickens being a boom bust. This is a boom bust right here because
massive boom bust.
He could just be, maybe he's just that guy.
Yep.
And he very well could be. But we saw enough as a rookie that
but he
you're
could
like,
go full Evan Ingram.
Like,
once he got out of
cow.
that situation, he's just the man.
Yeah. I mean, you put him in some of these potentially explosive offenses, and like, what if the Giants are just like, you know what? Screw it. We're not going to worry about the wide receiver 2. We're going to get Kyle Pitts instead. And he's with Dart and Robinson. Like, could happen. Like, so like there's these certain places that he could go that you're like, I don't at this point. I think he's not going to go with Herbert because Gadsden, I think, is good enough. They're not going to do anything there. Kansas City would be the other fun one. We've been trying to put a good tight end there forever. Travis Kelce just won't retire and get out of the way. And I don't think they have the money to even pay him. So he won't go there. But there's some of these explosive offenses that you're just like, or potentially
negative 30 next year is where Kansas City's at right now.
I mean,
they'll go to the bank of.
I'd be okay with Kyle Pitts in Tennessee. I could be okay with him in Pittsburgh.
Dude, the Rams have a ton of money.
Dude, I would just send a second-round pick on Terrence Ferguson now.
They did. It's true.
So,
but
I can see
at some point, the right guy's there. You're like, sorry, buddy. Yeah, we just drafted Michael Mayer in the second round, but here's Brock Bowers. Like, sometimes the right guy's there.
You never know.
Washington's an interest again. Another interesting spot.
New England.
Washington.
Give him to freaking
New England.
Drake
New England would be a
Drake
very
Mazel.
interesting spot. Yep. Carolina would be a terrible spot for him.
Yes, it would.
Tampa Bay. Okay. Yeah,
yes, it would.
Okay, Tampa Bay with Baker. The also have to be the number 2.
Otton's been solid, but yeah, I could see them just saying, "Hey, move over."
Old, you know. A lot. Listen, but okay, a lot of spots for all these tight ends to go to.
Sure.
But boy, I mean, he's only 25 years old. Do they let him leave? First of all,
the tight end. It couldn't be much to franchise a tight end.
Yeah, I can't imagine either. Like,
right? There's no tight ends making big money. Are there?
I don't know.
Trey McBride.
I mean, he's not yet. He hasn't got a second contract.
Trey McBride did.
Did he get his contract?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the highest paid tight end in the NFL.
How much is it?
$12.
Oh, man.
$12.
Not a dealer. But for me, I mean, is there a bigger WTF player that you can recall in the last?
All right, so here's the top.
Kyle Pitts.
Here's the top 5 contracts right now for tight ends. George Kittle at 19.1, Trey McBride at 19 million, Travis Kelce at 17.1, Hockenson at 16.5, and then Goddard at 14.
I forgot they re-extended Kittle before the season started.
So you're looking at what, $16 million or something to franchise him?
Yeah, 16, 17 million, somewhere in there.
So he's gone.
I think he is. I think he's gone.
Yeah, he's probably gone.
Dude,
that was a little bit more than I thought.
Hey, and thank the fantasy goodness, because he needs
to be gone.
Obviously, he needs something, because he showed he was awesome in Florida.
Yep.
Was awesome his rookie year, and then literally has been a complete nothing since then. Nothing.
I know you guys would hate it, but I'd be fine with him in Buffalo as well.
I wouldn't hate it. I don't think it's realistic.
Poor Dalton Kincaid, but
I don't think it's realistic.
They need somebody there desperately.
Is he better than Dalton Kincaid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Healthier at least.
Here's the question, and obviously we'll talk about it when it comes down. When Kyle Pitts signs that contract somewhere, do you sell for say he signs in, what do we say, New York, the Giants. Say he signs with the Giants.
So a good, maybe not an elite spot, but a good spot.
And a good contract. Like, this is a good contract.
So we're going to say like $15 million a year?
Somebody offers you a first-round pick because they're excited. Do you take the first? I take the first.
I think I would.
I would take. I'm trying to think of a place I wouldn't take a first.
How old is he? 20. He's only 25.
He's only 25. But dude, last year was only 24. Before that was 23. It was 22.
If it was New England got me going. Like I was like, oh yeah, I could see that being really good.
And they don't sign any other receivers.
Yeah,
they saved Stephon. I'd still take the first.
New England.
I don't know that I would.
I say that, but then if I have him, he signed somewhere. Like,
I don't know that I would,
dude,
man.
I think it would depend on where he signed. Yeah, it would depend on where he would sign. It's right there. It's a fair line to put. Like New York, I might sell. New England, I wouldn't sell.
But like anyone that's paying him that amount of money has got some sort of vision to get him involved in that offense.
Cade Otton is a free agent.
Okay.
Isaiah likely a free agent. Likely they want to extend him.
Resign him.
Yeah, Isaiah likely a free agent. Cade Otton is a free agent. So Tampa Bay is on the market.
With Baker, that would be
Chig Okonkwo is a free agent.
Who cares?
Just go to Tennessee and win that job. Yeah. He could stay if he wants.
Oh man,
he is. God, Kyle Pitts is an anomaly.
He's a hard one to nail down, but
and no, here's the craziest part about it. Right, is it could be 2 more years until like he figures out a new offense. So he's only 27, and you still got 5 good years of Kyle Pitts.
Yes. That's the hard part. Is it's so hard to quit him.
And that's why he probably he's almost worth a late first just because like he's a tight end you're gonna have. He's gonna be playing somewhere for the next 6-7 years for sure.
Yeah, and he's got
his ass on the 6-7.
I hate that so much.
It is the worst. Yeah, he's tough.
Okay, so out of the free agents. Who has the bet out of those free agents? You could pick one guy. Like, you're a contender.
Okay.
And you're not worried about Kyle Pitts when he's 29 and he finally figures it out in Jacksonville and leads the team in receptions. Who's the one guy that is the highest scoring tight end amongst these guys next year?
The highest scoring amongst.
My vote, Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, me too. If he goes somewhere, I think he could be for sure the most.
I'll go Mark Andrews.
My second pick, sneaky, Isaiah Likely.
I could see that since he's technically a tight end. I wasn't, thinking about him on the same team, but yeah, I can see that.
What do you mean he's technically a tight end?
Technically a free agent is what I meant.
Yeah,
technically a free agent.
What do you see?
Like I don't see him as a free agent because I know they're going to re-sign him.
Yeah.
I mean, technically Lamar is a quarterback, but he does run a lot.
Technically, Leonard Fournette is a running back,
but better spot.
Know.
Technically, Justin Fields is a quarterback, but can he throw the football?
Got benched again.
Hey, these are all interesting players to go trade for.
They are very interesting
because these are all guys you trade for.
I love doing this show. I know it doesn't hit the SEO the same as the others, but I love doing this show because it always gets my mind thinking about okay, where are those pockets? Where are those windows? Because people are aware of them once you get to February, March.
Correct.
They're aware
of now. There's again Jahan Dotson,
oblivious.
Tyler Allgeier. These guys are available,
and the people it affects if they do leave. Zach Charbonnet could be one of them.
Hey, Shanae.
We'll see.
Karen wants to have my baby.
Bye.
All right, we'll be back next week talking more Dynasty fantasy football.
Adios.